Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Dad, it's a preview for the Norwich game. How's your break been?
Excellent, Dan, excellent. I must say we're here at a famous English steakhouse. It's all decked out with Father Christmas, who I know you heavily believe in. So then, Dan, what we got for me?
Well, we'll go over the game before the international break. I hope your international break was so good, guys. But we'll go on the whole game, the last game we had. However, Dad, finally, a win. What are your thoughts?
I'm absolutely ecstatic. I thought it was a great performance. I think the very fact that the way Carlos came out at the end and saluted the fans suggested to me that it was a weight lifted off his shoulders. I thought that we came out we came out of the blocks and we looked very good. So pleased for Granty. Well taken goal, well much deserved. And with Magic Maja, I've said that his positioning play is not very good, but my goodness me, didn't he just rise like a salmon and hit that ball, hit the back of the net for the second goal? I'll tell you something.
Overall, I think there's many comments on the video. I think, for example, Neil said in the last video, thanks for coming as always, Neil. It's his home game, pretty sure, and he said that we looked good, especially in that first half, and it's in the second half we did dark, but it was hard to watch. And don't get me wrong, I do completely agree with him. I think that first half, let's be real, we changed the formation to a 4-4-2, what I've been saying for many videos now, and it proved to be the point where Carlos thinking, right then, let's go out there and actually give the game to him. We haven't been doing enough. I think Jace Wheeler as well been saying in his videos, the fact we're not starting these...
Jace Wheeler is one of our own.
We haven't been starting these games off on fire, and that's the reason why we're not winning games anymore. And now we started the game on fire, where we really gave it to Hull, because realistically speaking, Hull aren't the greatest on form at the moment, so we knew they were there for the taking. And the fact we got that early goal, and it was thanks to a deflection, it might not have been going in, Grant's shot, was the reason why we really kicked on, just because we finally got that goal.
Yeah, I think it was an outstanding travelling support as well, considering that it was a very, very early kick-off, very, very long and tiresome journey. It was fantastic to see Mr. Hagen at your favourite watering hole, and the very fact that he gave us the time of day, I thought that was superb.
And he's doing really well on the international front.
Yeah, you know what, I could kick myself down. I'm blaming you for this.
Go on.
But out of all the questions I've asked him, I asked him about his point review. I wish I'd have said, has he got any brothers or anybody else in the family?
I know, yeah, because I came outside and he was with you, and I thought, whoa. But yeah, going back to the game, I think overall, people a bit mixed opinions. Don't get me wrong, we got a win, but some people still aren't happy, and we can't have everything. I think the fact we got a win is as a start, because realistically everyone was getting on Carlos Corberan's back.
Anybody who complains about that 3 glorious points on our travels, well, I think they need their head testing. I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think that playing 2 up front with Granty and Maja, I think it worked really, really well. I think that Granty can certainly test defences, and I think now we've got a brilliant combination, because Granty can spread them out wide, free the space for Maja. Game on.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to the second goal, I think it's a bit of positivity again from that man, Mikey Johnson. I thought he had a fantastic game against Hull. I forgot to mention him, but he had a really, really good game, and because of him, he really opened the chances, and we scored that second goal just because of him going on the wing, and Maja's always there. Again, you take him as a tap-in, but a goal's a goal, and that's the reason why we've won that game.
Wasn't it fantastic to see Magic Mike back in the group? Mind you, I'll tell you what would have been the icing on the cake for me, had Hagen have done that, scored that overhead kick.
Yeah.
I was willing him on for his dad. But listen, it doesn't matter where you go on your travels. If you get 3 points and you get 2 goals, well, you shouldn't be complaining about that. Because if you are, then I don't know what Carlos and the team have got to do. I thought that the only thing I would say that is concerning me somewhat, I know it's a makeshift defence, but I think that Palmer, he's got us out of jail on some things, but his distribution is horrendous.
I think it improved, and I think he had a couple of clangers in him. I think it was from our own goal kick. He pretty much gave the ball to someone, they gave him back, and he played it out for a corner. And you think to yourself, why are you putting your pressure on yourself there for no reason at all? But the defence itself, Dad, as you said then, I think they've been perfect. I think one man who's really stepped up for me is Callum Stars. I think everyone has said it on the video.
Yeah, and you mustn't take people like Darnell Furlong for granted, because he's put his shift in, you know. In fact, to be honest with you, I know I've just dug...
I'm pretty sure, was he captain? He was captain, I swear.
I think he was. I mean, I know that I've just dug out Palmer, but there were times when he's made some crucial saves. So for me, again, I think it was a wonderful team performance. I think it was nice to see a bit of energy and a bit of dynamism in the midfield. I thought that the midfield, at the second half, we petered off somewhat. But the first half we were clinical, and if we can somehow maintain that, I think that I'd like to think, Dan, that the international break has come at the right time, because I think there would have been a lot of stress in Carlos. There's been suggestions, and I don't know whether or not Carlos is overtraining them. I don't know, but put it this way, I thought the first half was a complete performance for me.
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything you said there, Dad. And for me, I think players like Mason Holgate, who have come into the side just because of these injuries with Styles, have really, really impressed me.
Yeah.
As players, I think Mason Holgate's had a bit iffy time with Jamaica at the moment, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, well,
so let's hope he comes back on fire again in the after the international break. But I was going to mention as well, guys, thank you so much for the comments about your 5 questions, Dad.
Yeah, you know something. I have done my notes, but I've done them on the wrong bloody one, so I do apologise. Schoolboy error on my part. No, shall I tell you one thing?
Now, what we'll have to do is, I think next video, guys, we'll read out the best ones.
Yeah, I think, you know what? Because I think that
people take the time of day to come on the channel. We really, really do appreciate it. Because I was reading something, what on earth are you going to bring up this week? And of course you forgot it.
Well, I know that John Wainwright and David Alford Lane have commented. I know your mate who takes the mick, what's his name? Carol.
Who?
What's his name?
Luke.
Yeah. But listen, joking aside, I would like to personally thank everybody who takes the time to come up, say hello, shouting showtime, whatever. You know something, we are all in it together. We're nothing special. We just, like you, we're all being daft, and he wants to.
And you do.
Yeah. No, I love the Baggies.
The thing is, right, as well, I think big shout as well to Craig. Happy birthday to you. Hope you had a great birthday the other week.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then coming back to the performance itself, that, as you said, it was so nice to see again the positivity back on show. I thought there's some performances there. You thought to yourself, if they can keep continuing, we can do really, really well again.
I'll tell you again as well. You mustn't overshoot. I mean, I've got my notes. I don't need them now. But tell you what, you mustn't do. You mustn't forget that fantastic remembrance. Bit before the start of the game, I think it was outstanding. I know that I think I don't know whether it's the bugle or not. Person is in the spotlight there. He did a very difficult job, and I thought it was outstanding. When they said, "Look at the screen," and for me, it was really, really emotional.
No, it was. But saying that, can you tell me right now, guys, how many teams got more points than us away from home?
I don't think there's many.
How many?
I don't know.
0.
Really?
We have the best away record at this moment in time.
Isn't it so funny though? Because
so it used to be the opposite, didn't it?
Because this is the brilliant thing about the EFL. I mean, I read a comment, I forget who it was, and it was quite right as well. I was focusing on the positives, and somebody was quite rightly focused on the negatives, saying, hang on a second, we're only X amount of points from the bottom of the table. So
you know
it's a daunting task, isn't it?
But for me going forward, Dad, would you change anything formation-wise? So we'll come on to the Norwich game in a minute. But again, the only problem I had was, I think as soon as they scored that goal, because realistically speaking, that first half, for the first, let's say 30, 40 minutes, we were on top of the game. I thought we were really showing how good of a side we can be. And as soon as they put a bit of pressure on us, there was crosses coming into the box. And don't get me wrong, we were clearing them. But I think as the ball came in, and again, Palmer, could he have caught it? He punches it,
and as a result,
the ball comes in, and the game changes. It's 2-1, and because of that, the second half they were honest, non-stop.
Very well said there.
And because of that, again, if you come against these good sides like your Norwiches who can score goals, that's where we could struggle, and we can't afford to give these chances away.
I remember Norwich when we played them at Carrow Road. Is it Sargent? One of the he always bags a goal, doesn't he? Listen, my prediction is quite straightforward: 2-0 West Brom. Yeah, because I think because I think that Norwich are a good side, but they're 14th in the division, and they're 14th in the division for a reason. And now I think that Albion will be somewhat buoyed by the fact that they've had a fantastic result on the road. King Carlos will be chomping at the bit. The football, the mecca of football, will be packed out on Saturday to see the boys get their consecutive win back to back. And I'll lay a prediction now. If not, Jace Wheeler will buy everybody a drink. Will be come the festive period, we may even be in the automatic.
Oh, I'm not believing this.
Well, you've got to believe. You know something. You've got to listen. All these naysayers saying, "Oh,
yeah," but listen. You told me we win the league by Christmas done.
I did not say that. listen. You've got to have positivity, Dan. You know, you can't.
I'm not saying, but you got to be realistic. I'm gonna be realistic.
You're losing your rag, you know.
I'm not losing my rag. You'll be realistic.
Listen, the difference between me and you is I love the Albion.
So do I.
Through and through. Just like Jason Wheeler.
Wait, talking about Jace, should put a little thing on screen now for him. Yeah. Nice little weekend new keep on screen. Added on top for you, my old pal Jace.
Jace, listen. I know you think he talks out of his arse, and he does. But tonight, right, I'm getting pissed as well because I love the album. I love all things Midlands. I love him. There's a potential for loving you, son. But listen, I didn't tell you that breaking news.
We've got to see a video back, I reckon. If he's watching right now.
Jace, I did not tell you that breaking news, but I'm not going to until that next encounter. Well, for now, Jace, bottoms up then. Your drinking is very commendable, Jace.
Like the
There's only one Jason Wheeler! Drink too much.
Try not to.
Jace, Claire. One happy Beggy family.
Drink responsibly.
Come on, the Beggy. Jace, you made my day, mate, because the coach journey was very, very long. But the fact that we had you there, we had Sir John Homer, who come out with some brilliant stories, and I would love to do a Christmas special with John.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, Jace, the knowledge and the stories that you've got were brilliant. But anyway.
No, going back to the side, as I was saying, can you afford against teams like Norwich to do what we did that second half and sit back?
No, absolutely.
Because that's the only negative I have. Because again, we're not changing the style of keep going. Because at Portsmouth, we kept going. But again, now you look at the sides where we go 1-0, 2-0 up, and that's not the first half. And because of that, we start sitting back. And again, most teams do it, but we can't actually afford to sometimes now, especially.
Why do we do it then?
How
does it happen?
I think it's, of course, they want to go momentum into the game. They're going to gain it just because they're going to have chance after chance. They're going to have at least one chance in the game. So they're going to get a bit more confidence. And the problem we're going to have is we sit back just because we're the risk of, as soon as they counter-attack us, we can't be up the pits because we don't want to concede a goal. That's what they're doing training about the back line, making sure you're sitting back. Because realistically, when you put, a 4-3-2, or no, 4-4-2 into the back line, you can get at least 5 players back, midfielders back, and get at least all men behind the ball. The problem you're going to have is against a team like Norwich, they have the quality, and with that quality, they can score goals.
I think that you've said it very well. My only concern would be this, right? It doesn't matter who you play on any given day. There's some freakish results, right? Now, if you're a team pushing for a promotion, right, and you're 2-0 up, right, you don't make hard work. Now, what would you do if you were the coach? Would you say, right, let's shut up shop, or let's counter them?
It's hard because I think some teams it's different. I think when Carlos Corberan was playing with a cam and wingers and one striker, because I think that's what he did the second half. Because he took off Madger, and he took off Granty, and that did change the game, guys. What were your thoughts on that substitution? For me, that really changed the game because we had nothing up top than that second half. And I thought Jedu came on, he actually had a role to play.
He was full of energy, wasn't he?
That's what we needed. But as soon as we took that man off top off, we realistically sat back and we couldn't really get into the game.
He's one for you.
That's the only problem I had.
Did we miss John Swift?
I think we didn't. I think again.
No, a straightforward answer.
No, we didn't.
No, did I?
No, we didn't. But I could see some games.
How do you rate Grady's performance?
I thought he was, when he came on, I thought he was okay, like 6.5. I'm not really going to go into Grady's performance because I think there's a lot more in the locker for Grady.
Yeah, I do. But listen, one thing I will say is right. I honestly couldn't split it. Man of the match for me, right, was either Styles or Hagen.
Oh yeah.
And Hagen seems to be getting better and better.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah.
You made a comment about one of our viewers mentioned about £1 million signing in Hagen.
Yeah, I think he was the Golden Samurai.
Samurai, yeah. What a fantastic,
brilliant come. I think there's 1 million between the two of them. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
And you've got it again.
That's again. I think that's Ian Pearce on his bringing the players side of things.
Yeah, you know what I was going to say a minute ago. I'm all for slating them, but then when the good things come out, like Hagen, outstanding. I mean, Styles, right, for me, goodness me, he's got a lot more in the locker as well.
He's a brilliant. Actually, I think it was some Mighty Stamps put a comment saying the fact that Mr. Hagen is our lucky charm. Isn't he?
Yeah.
And I think hopefully come to more games, get some more wins. Hopefully.
Yeah, I do agree. But listen, summarising where we are against Norwich, I am expecting a 2-0 win. I expect us to comprehensively beat them.
I'm not too sure, Dad. I think we'll come on to it now. I think they have got some really, really good players from your Borgia side. I think you got your Josh Sons, as you said, and I think for me,
who's in the midfield then?
I think it's McLean. Kenny McLean is a good player on his day. I like Shane Duffy at the back.
He's an outstanding.
Yeah, he got in with us ages ago.
So they come from Brighton to them.
It might have been
Am I
Brighton,
thinking
yes.
of
No, he was at Brighton at that point,
He's
yes.
a colossus
I think
at the
he
back,
was.
isn't
Yeah, no, he's a really good player. But for me, I think I like the 4-4-2, but I think we sometimes get a bit too open. So I'll happily stick with it. But a team like Norwich, I wouldn't be surprised if he did change it again.
What do you think? Would you class Norwich as like a free-flowing football team?
Yeah, and I think it was Carl Swain said he really was impressed by the 4-4-2 that we played on the against Hull. So thanks for that comment, Carl. But again, I think you've got to play against these teams like they're going to come at you, and they are going to come at us. And I think you said to me that Moat didn't look on it at all. He does. I'm not saying a bad game, but he's got more in the locker like he did, and it's because realistically we're relying on him too much.
Yeah,
and he's got that level which we know he's at.
I think it's refreshing to think that the reason why we're getting frustrated on some of the match days, we know what they're capable of, but you know something, if you take the emotion out of it, how many bad days do I have at work? I have quite a few. So we can't expect the Albion to turn up for work and constantly churn it in. But you know something, Dan, I was so relieved come the end of that final whistle. Now, I let myself down because the fresh air really got to me for some reason.
I know, yeah. And the piss?
No comment.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But listen, met some wonderful people. And I have to say, I thought that the Norwich fans we interviewed were absolutely brilliant.
Norwich and Hull fans.
Sorry, the Hull fans were brilliant, weren't they?
No, yeah, I completely agree.
Was it nice to see Margot?
Yeah, shout out to Margot, yeah. It's
Big
nice to
deal.
see Margot, yeah. But I think for me, two up top is the way to go for us at this moment in time. I think Granty and Madge had a good partnership up top.
Yeah. I think, you know.
But that's where I think we risk of playing more up top to have more of an option, meaning that we're not have three midfielders.
Yeah.
That's where I think when Carlos looks at the side, we don't need to push on the midfielders just because now we've got those two strikers up top and the wingers that can realistically help each other, and then realistically you can have a one midfield like Moa who stays back.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see the dream team come to fruition in as much as Carl and Grant got the legs to run. So if I was Granty, I'd get the ball, run out to the left, Madge splits, get some space, bang the ball over, and we've got an array of different people who can score. I'll tell you one thing that I'm going to have to admit. I was wrong about OK Leclushy. We are missing him.
I've always said that we are going to miss him. He's a really good player for us, Dad. I think you got to admit that. And let's be honest, we can't go back and get him now. But I think with the players we have got some quality players. I wouldn't be surprised if he changes midfield again and brings Rasic back in. Because on his day, Rasic is a really, really good player.
It just lacks something. I don't know what it is. I think it's the intensity.
As I said, him and Diakite are both really good tacklers of the ball.
Yeah.
And I think Moat's the one who plays ball about. And I think Malumbi's got that energy. This is the reason why Moat and Malumbi work so well together. It's because Moat sits back and Malumbi has all that energy in midfield.
Yeah. Didn't you say that, because I didn't watch it, the international game in England, who was it? Harry Kane and
Harry Kane, yeah. Malumbi had a little tussle, yeah. So for the game, I'm going to go for, let's say, a 3-1 win to the boys. I'm feeling confident and I would love to see another win at home because we haven't seen that many of them.
No.
I want some goals,
Again, isn't it crazy that last season it was a fortress? Now I'm not so sure. Now, but the thing that worries me, right?
My question is to you, will you be changing your prediction up for Saturday?
No, hang on, because I'll lose my train of thought.
Go on.
I think I predict it will be a sellout match, but my worry is, should we go behind, will the crowd get on the Albion back and they'll feel the pressure?
I think they are already feeling the pressure just because of at home and not performing, but now international break, hopefully after that win, the confidence has gone back into the players. But I was going to mention, we nearly forgot to mention this, was how nice was it to see Carlos Corbin celebrating with the fans?
That's what I said at the beginning. I think the look on his face, it's the first time he's ever come over to the fans and done a Ghana.
Yeah.
I just wish he'd have done it 3 times when he come out.
Well, no, again, he won't give it large because he hasn't done anything just yet, but it would be nice to see us up there and him really celebrating that achievement for the Albion.
Yeah, I think that to everybody who attended, you could see the relief on everybody's faces. I was chuffed to bits. I was pleased that we saw our mate Jack. Joshy, he's always there, and did we see Joel? We didn't.
No, we didn't see Joel.
But listen, great away day. I love me away days. Hey, the juices are flowing, kid.
Yeah,
because
guys.
We've got Sunderland.
Exactly. So the videos will be coming out soon as possible.
Yeah. So all I'll say is this. I'll let you wrap up. But all I wanted to say is a heartfelt thank you to every Ruby's dad. Is it Chris and Gemma?
You tell me.
But listen, all I'll say is this: thank you from the bottom of our hearts, because you know what, it does make a difference. We're just average gadgets who just wants to have a laugh and a joke, and our chosen team is and will always be West Bromwich Albion Football Club. For me, Dan, the Lord is our shepherd.
Guys, thank you so much for watching this video as always. Make sure if you can, like and subscribe and leave a comment down below as always, because we really do appreciate them, don't we?
We do indeed, yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to throw a teaser out for you. The question this week would be, I don't mean to offend anybody, it's just my opinion. Do you think we can do without Tom Fellows, get 10 million, put cash in the bank, happy days? Would you say yes or no?
I'd probably say yes. I'll be real. I'll be honest with you.
Well, let's put it out
saying
there,
that, make sure you tune to the next preview, guys, where we'll have a look at the comments from 5 questions.
Yeah, and plus let's put it out there about Tom Fellows, because you know what? It's all about the fans.
100%.
Because for the opinion I have, somebody else might have something different. So it's all about the fans, all about the Albion.
It's showtime.